Hello everyone and welcome back to the UConn Huskies Dynasty. It's the final game of the regular season as the Huskies head to Boulder. We're now a couple weeks removed from what was the only loss so far this season against UMass. And the beginning of the West Virginia game was looking dicey as well, UConn going down by 14, but then ultimately shutting out the Mountaineers in the second half to get the victory. I think the question everyone has in mind is what version of this UConn defense are we going to see when push comes to shove? But the offense proved a week ago that it can keep pace when the defense is struggling. Pelshak having one of the better games of his career with 276 yards and 4 touchdown passes. UConn comes in as the only remaining undefeated team in the Big 12, meaning that they are guaranteed a spot in the Big 12 title game. So you'd think that maybe this game doesn't have a lot of weight to it. But we don't want to settle for just making the playoffs. We want a first round bye. This is unlikely to be an easy out for the UConn Huskies as the Colorado Buffaloes come in at 5-5 and are a win away from making a bowl game or from being bowl eligible. And their last 2 games come against the best 2 teams in the Big 12 in UConn and Utah. There's obviously more season left to be played after today, but I do want to highlight that John Pelshak is only 313 yards away from breaking Dan Orlovsky's single season record for passing yards as the UConn Huskies quarterback. This is a record that John will almost certainly break this season, but he has a chance to do it today in just 12 games. And another one that's noteworthy is Adonis Keough is only 2 sacks away from hitting 20 in only 12 games. Can UConn stuff the hopes of the bowl game hopeful Colorado Buffaloes, or will they get upset for the second time in 3 weeks? Well, the offense looked really nice a week ago against West Virginia, able to put up big numbers when their defense was struggling, particularly in the first half. Tobin gonna lose 4 yards on his first attempt of the day. 2nd and 14 after the big time loss. Over the middle for Dalton Schmizniak, he can't hold on. So a very quick 3rd and 14 from the 22 as Pelshak is back to throw. He wants the tight end, Dan Sanders. It's severely underthrown and it's intercepted to start the day for the Huskies. And the Buffaloes are going to take over inside the UConn 20 at the 17. Sanders had a step. Pelshak underthrew it by a few steps, immediately putting the defense in a hole, a defense that has been struggling for the past 4 or so weeks. 1st and 10 for Dante Fowler, the senior quarterback, who hands it off to Titus McGooligan. He goes nowhere. A lot of familiar names on this Colorado team, some players that we've seen in the past. 2nd and 10 now for the Buffs. Fowler not liking what he sees. He will change the play. Then he'll fake it to McGooligan. Running out of time, Keough in the backfield, and the first one on the day for Adonis Keough. A loss of a lot. The 19th sack on the season for Adonis. He's chasing 20, and he's 1 step closer. 3rd and 21 from the 28. A man jumped, no call. Fowler, quick throw. Blitz was on its way. Kevin October will make the tackle, and a good stand from the defense forces a field goal attempt. About a 42-yarder from the right hash. Not the easiest kick, but made easy by the Colorado kicker. Not exactly the start this offense was looking for, as Pelshak is now cold to start the day. From our own 25 down 3 after starting with the football. Pelshak will throw for Sanders again, and it's once again a little behind him. John not feeling it so far today. It's only been a couple plays, though. Give him time. 2nd and 10. Tobin on the jet, makes a man miss, fumbles the football in the end, and it's recovered by Colorado. 1st and 10 Buffaloes, another turnover for the UConn Huskies. We'll take a look at the replay, see if he was down. But for now, it's Colorado football. The ball still firmly in Tobin's grasp as his elbow and knee hit the ground. I think this one's going to be overturned. Overturned indeed. Now it's 3rd and inches as we narrowly avoid an even more disastrous start. 3rd and inches as Max Cadet's going to get the carry, and he gets the first pretty easily. From the 39, 1st and 10. As we'll throw right side, and that one is caught by Terry Overhauser. Takes a huge hit, but he holds on to the football. On the Colorado side of the field, 1st down. Tobin will get the carry, makes a move. He's into the open field. Can't fit through that narrow gap, but does have a solid pickup. For those curious, Tobin still second in the Heisman race, but it has been hard to catch that Alabama quarterback who is just having a phenomenal season, as Cadet will now get the carry and gets 8 yards. On 2nd and 2 from the 19. Blitz being sent, picked up nicely downfield. Pelshak finds Tobin, and UConn will get the first touchdown of the day on the board. Pelshak to Dorian Tobin. Happened a number of times this year. Tobin settling into his role as a gadget guy very nicely this season. Has only gotten better week in and week out as he's built chemistry with his teammates. Gets a touchdown here. It's going to be 7-3. 1st and 10 Buffaloes. Starting from the left hash on their own 18. It's a handoff to McGooligan. Nowhere to go. Swallowed up. Try again on 2nd down. 6.5 left to play in the first quarter. Fowler scrambling immediately, but he runs into D'Angelo Townsend. Not sure if that will be credited as a sack or not. Either way, it's a fantastic play. 3rd and long from the 19. And the Buffaloes convert. Throw over the middle. Tackle made by Joshua Dora. 4th and 4, a 3 and out for Colorado. A nice drive on the last possession for UConn. Can they keep that up as they're up 7-3 now? Cadet will get the carry. Immediate man in the backfield, just completely untouched. Cadet lucky to get out of the backfield. Ends up being a solid pickup of about 4. And now on 2nd down, Pelshak will look to throw, stepping up and going down. A sack against John Pelshak. It's Trey Trapp. 3rd and 13 now. Pelshak to throw again. It's a screen set up for Dorian Tobin. He's got blockers, makes a move to the inside. He's short of the first down marker. 1st down and 10 from their own 25 as McGooligan will get a carry to start the new drive. 1 yard picked up. Colorado going with tempo so far today. It has not been particularly effective. Fowler, though, with lots of time to throw this time. Throws left side, wide open man. It's McGooligan, and he's just short of that first. 3rd and inches from the 35. McGooligan in the backfield. Will they go to the ground? They do, and it's a short pickup, but short is all they needed. Only averaging about a yard per carry right now is Titus McGooligan. As Fowler will keep it, and down he goes. It was a mistake to call play action. We're in the backfield immediately. It was Adonis Keough who got the sack. Joey Terrell playing the running back on the option. 3rd and 14 coming up. A long ways to go to the first. Got to get near the 50 at the 48. Fowler scrambling left, taking the check down. Need a tackle from Biggs, and he makes it. Really good open field tackle from Addison Biggs. 4th and 9, they'll punt. Starting from our own 17, number 17 will hand off to Dorian Tobin. He's into the open field. Can he outrun the 2 men on the edge? Pushed out of bounds just before he rounds the corner. 1st and 10 for UConn up to the 42. Empty set Pelshak, who's back to pass. And he gets this out to Tobin. Played nicely by the linebacker, though. It only finds 2 yards. Now a 3rd and long. It's Pelshak's back to pass again. And he wants it all for Tevin Madu. Makes the grab, outruns the defender, and it's 6 points for the UConn Huskies. Tevin Madu with a deep shot. Hasn't happened super often for the kid, but he is expected to take on a much bigger role in the coming seasons as these seniors graduate, proving he's worthy of it today with a touchdown. Second quarter is now underway. 14-3, 2-possession lead for the Huskies after the 3-0 start. And it's a handoff to Handy, who's brought down from behind. I think that was Dennis Cullen on the tackle. That is Calvin Handy, listed as the RB3. Appears to see a decent chunk of playing time, however. Blitz on its way. Joey Terrell will get a sack. A loss of 4 for the Buffaloes. 3rd and long forced by the senior linebacker. A more quiet season here in his senior year for Joey Terrell, but still showing up when it counts. Fowler under pressure. Adonis Keough back into the end zone. They'll give him forward progress at the 1, but it's 4th and 22. Adonis Keough, congratulations. Now over 20 sacks on the season. This kid is only a sophomore. What a stud he has turned into very, very quickly. So they had to punt from their own 1, meaning that UConn takes over from the Colorado 38, elite field position. So we look to throw here in the direction of Dorian Tobin. It's a breakaway play on the first one of the drive. Touchdown, UConn, and they're off to the races. Dorian Tobin with now his second already on the day, as UConn will extend the lead 21-3 after the point after. Colorado needs a score badly. Offense struggling. Down 21-3 with most of the second quarter, and Fowler runs right into Byler, the senior safety, getting in on the action. He never saw the blitz coming, and as soon as he turned around from the play action, he got drilled. Now Fowler running out of time. Down he goes again. It's D'Angelo Townsend bringing him down at the 2. It's 3rd and 25. Townsend now into double-digit sacks on the season. 3rd and forever from their own 2. They're actually going to hand it off to Titus McGooligan. We were, of course, playing the pass. They'll get to a little bit more safety, and they will punt it once again. This one has potential to turn ugly. New drive for UConn from the 50. First down and 10, 8.5 left to play in the first half. Tobin getting the carry, gets 6. 2nd and 4 from the 44 as Pelshak back to pass, finding Dalton Schmizniak. Open space for the junior, and he's up to the 19. 2nd down from the 19. Tobin will get a carry this time, makes a really good cut, finding some yardage, and up to the 5 with a 1st and goal. Wildcat formation inside the 10, as the Huskies love to do. Cadet in motion. He'll be the man who gets the carry, and he'll find the end zone easily. Touchdown, UConn. They're running away with it here in Boulder, Colorado. Coming into the Buffaloes' house, final game of the regular season for the Huskies. The Buffaloes have one more. They're hoping for a bowl game. UConn's not going to allow them one. The defense has been feasting today, looking to prove to the country that they're still one of the top units in college football, as McGooligan gets 5. Colorado's been running a lot of play action, has not been working, has just led to more and more sacks. Quick throw from Fowler completed, and a broken tackle. That's Kevin Cantrell. He's actually a halfback lined up in the slot there. A couple positive plays for the Buffaloes now, back to back. Haven't seen that in quite some time. Fowler, another throw. This one nearly intercepted. That was scary. Now we're to a 3rd and 8 situation near midfield, as they're setting up a running back screen. Blocking. Joey Terrell gets blocked, trips, and pushes the guy out of bounds with his back. What an animal. If this doesn't sum up Joey Terrell's career, I don't know what does. Even when the guy is taken out of the play, he is somehow still making plays. Well, it's going to be a long day for Colorado if it keeps up like this. Might have to start bringing some backups in. 1st and 10 from the 20. So we get this to Tobin on the bubble screen. They don't fall for it this time. 2nd and 8 from the 22. Back to pass is John Pelshak, and he's got Dalton Schmizniak. He's out of bounds. Was not paying attention to where the sideline was, evidently. Throw from John, probably a touch late. Now a 3rd and 8 situation, and over the middle, Pelshak finds Terry Overhauser. Approaching the 2-minute timeout, Tobin will come over in motion. Jet touch pass to him as he tries to find some room. Edge set nicely. 3rd and 4. Pelshak back to pass. Tevin Madu wide open down the field, and John Pelshak finds him. Couldn't quite hit him in stride. It doesn't matter too much, as we're now up to the Colorado 15. On 2nd down, Pelshak scrambling and going to take the check down. Terry Overhauser's there. Makes a man miss, fighting for some yardage. Makes it a more manageable 3rd and 4. Now under a minute to play. Pelshak back to pass. He's lobbing one up. He wants Dalton Schmizniak. Incomplete. And UConn will settle for 3. A bad return, so they start from their own 15. They do get the football to start the second half, so if they could score here somehow, and then score again to start the second half, that would be the most ideal for the Buffaloes. Fowler, though, will slide down, and they do not use a timeout here. And in fact, they just let it go to halftime. 31-3 is the score. UConn came in wanting to prove a point before they head to the Big 12 title game, and they've done so far. A noteworthy comment, Pelshak only about 70 yards away from breaking that single season passing record. To be exact, he is 64 yards away from tying it. We know though that Colorado is not going to give up. They have a bowl game they're trying to gain eligibility for. Need one more win on the season. Have to do it against us or Utah, two top 10 ranked opponents. So you can say with confidence that they're going to keep trying at the very least. The team that's going to fight to the very end. 2nd and 6. Running back screen, it doesn't matter. Kevin October is in the backfield. He is soon to be a much bigger part of this D-line with a couple guys graduating this season, namely D'Angelo Townsend. Kevin October in line to take over his spot. Gets a sack here today. 3rd and long for Colorado. From their own 10, 5-man rush for the Huskies. Fowler, though, with good time. Need a good open field tackle here. And 2 of the best in the nation, Byler and Terrell, combined for it. Colorado will punt. I will really quickly just point out, I did not change anything. I haven't done so all season. Still on Heisman. You can't change it mid-game. It's just fascinating to me, the duality of Heisman. Sometimes you get games like this where it feels like you can do no wrong. And then you get games like we got against UMass where it feels like you can do no right. Sometimes the game just wants to let you win and sometimes it wants to watch you suffer. 1st and 10 Huskies. Cadet is the back. If we score too many more points, we'll probably start bringing in backups. Max Cadet saying, don't worry, I'll just cough up the football, giving Colorado some momentum and a chance to find some points, even though they had to punt it away on the last drive. And unlike the Dorian Tobin fumble, that one is clear as day. 1st and 10 at the 46 for Colorado. A prayer answered, but down goes Fowler, barely getting that ball off. It falls incomplete. So this is where the UConn pass rush has been. They've been waiting to punish Colorado for whatever reason. 2nd and 10 from the 46. McGooligan going to get the carry. Johnny McNulty is there along with A.J. Hepburn. This defense is going to look a lot different next season. If you haven't already noticed that, a ton of seniors graduating on this roster, as this one is a corner route completed and up to the 30. 1st down and 10 Colorado. McNulty suffering with some wear and tear I can see there. Gets back there quickly though. This one is completed to Wells again. Breaks 2 tackles. Breaks away for 6. The Buffaloes capitalize on the Max Cadet fumble, drive down the field and get their first touchdown on the day. They've forced 2 turnovers today. They've scored on each of them. When they have a normal drive, they can't seem to do much, but they love to capitalize on turnovers. Tevin Wells, what a play. Still a 21-point lead for UConn, but definitely don't want to let our foot off the gas as Tobin going to get a carry, cuts this back, some open space for Dorian Tobin, and a first. Max Cadet back in the game. Not really that concerned that that's going to be a repeating issue for Max Cadet. He's proven to be the most reliable runner on the team, so not going to give up on him from one fumble. 2nd and 5. No blitz on its way as Pelshak will throw over the middle 4. Tevin Madu makes it 3rd and 1. Wildcat formation for the Huskies. 3rd and 1 from the 46. Tobin gets the carry up the gut, has the first. Pelshak back in at quarterback, and he will hand it to Tobin. Has some open space, makes a move, gets a nice block from Dalton Schmizniak. As great of a route runner as Schmizniak is, and as great of a receiver he's been in his time at UConn these last couple seasons, he's an incredible downfield blocker. If you watch him on blocking plays, he always makes impactful blocks. There's another one. Look at Dalton. Every play, it's a running play. Dalton is making blocks downfield. I'm telling you, watch the guy. Makes a huge block here, allows Cadet to get to the 2nd level. I notice it time and time again with Dalton. He's always in the right place at the right time. 1st and 10 from the 23. Small blitz sent. Pelshak waits and then fires for Dan Sanders, fighting for yardage, and he's down at the 5. 1st down and goal. Not in the Wildcat, but it is a direct snap to Max Cadet, who punches it in. Touchdown UConn. Don't worry, Max, we forgive you for the fumble. Has a pretty good drive this time and finishes it off with 6. So can Colorado find a way to sustain a drive that doesn't start off of a turnover? All 10 of their points have come off of turnovers, as that is a quick completion to Ezekiel Hammer. Fowler been under pressure constantly today, sacked a number of times. Sends his running back McGooligan out to the left and takes a quick throw. Another low throw. It's completed for a short gain. McGooligan is in the backfield. He will get the carry. He will get the first. The Buffaloes may be figuring out a little bit of a formula. Somebody jumped. That's actually going to be on Colorado this time, a false start. We are known to be a little bit of a jumpy roster at times. Adonis Keough gets penalized really at least once a game. 1st and 15. Blitz being sent. Fowler checked down. McGooligan. Fumble forced by Gerard Byler. Picked up by Addison Biggs. And UConn will take over. 1st and 10 at the 27. This one not being reviewed. UConn just has the ball. 1st down and 10. Wide receiver screen set up for Terry Overhauser. Blocks not very good. John Pelshak about 40 yards shy of that record he's chasing. 2nd and 8 though will be on the ground. Tobin gets the carry and has a first. On 2nd down, play action. Pelshak scrambling. He wants Charles Van Horn, the tight end 3, and he makes the grab. 1st and goal. Wildcat formation for the Huskies. 1st and goal from the 3. Max Cadet gets the football and gets 6 more. Touchdown UConn, and the offense is pouring it on. Max Cadet with another one. And after the point after try, it's going to be 45-10 as we approach the 4th quarter. So at this point, it's looking like we're going to win this game. I will put a timestamp on the screen here if you want to skip to the end and see the end of the episode and sort of where we end up falling and the Big 12 title game and where everything lands, final stats, all that kind of jazz. But if you want to stick around, I am going to be putting backups in, specifically mostly on offense, and we'll be seeing some freshmen debut as well, including Kareem Ursua, one of the most highly touted running back prospects in the country from last season's recruiting class. 2nd and 4, Colorado not giving up just yet. Fowler scrambling and bad throw over the middle. Maybe could have been intercepted. 3rd and 4, Fowler throwing, finding his man. That is completed in front of Randy Radovich. This is primarily the backup defense at this point as well, as this one's going to be intercepted. Johnny McNulty going to pick 6 to end the career. No, he doesn't do it. At the 25, that one's a little cheese. I obviously usered that. But still, Johnny McNulty with what I have to assume is his only career interception. You love to see it. So this is the backup offense led out by Calvin Plummer. A few true freshmen, including the 5-star gem tight end Larry Vitale, number 82, on the right side of your screen. Number 1 is Kareem Ursua, one of our top halfback prospects. On 1st and 10, we're going to let Ursua get the carry. It is a backup O-line as well against the starting Colorado defense. So I do sort of anticipate that the time to throw may not be ideal for Calvin Plummer. By the way, there's an argument to be made that Plummer should have been the starter this year over Pelshak. They have very similar attributes. Plummer a year older. On 3rd and 1, Plummer will throw, and he's got Matthew Deese over the middle, makes a man miss, and it's a 1st and goal at the 4 for number 4. 1st and goal. Handoff, Kareem Ursua. Can he punch it in? He does. Touchdown, Huskies. Kareem Ursua, the true freshman, getting his first 6 points in his career. A lot more to come, certainly, as after Max Cadet and Dorian Tobin graduate next season, the backfield is basically all his. Back on defense, Johnny McNulty getting a pick. That was pretty fun. A fun way to cap off his UConn career. Fowler, no pressure from the backup D-line. He's going to take off to run, lots of space. Sliding down in front of Nate Putu. 1st down and 10. McNulty still on the field despite being one of our starters, nearly intercepted. Randy Radovich in the area. 2nd down and 10. Fowler to throw, has time, and over the middle, finding his target. For a pickup of 7, that's Parker Sims on the tackle. Parker, one of the safeties, trying to prove he can take over Gerard Byler's position when he graduates after this season. 3rd and 3, quick throw. Fowler, that is completed in front of Hepburn. Midfield, 1st and 10. Calvin Handy is the back, but Fowler will look to throw. Finding his target, Nate Putu, far too slow to keep up with Kevin Cantrell. One thing this defense values is speed. That's part of why you don't see Nate Putu a ton. He's not one of the fastest guys on the team, as McGooligan gets a carry. Hepburn brings him down. In the red zone now for Colorado. Doing well against the backup defense. Surprise, surprise. 2nd and 5. Maybe somebody can step up, make a play. Handoff, McGooligan finds a first. Can he find 6? No, he's just short. We'll try again. First and goal this time from the 2. Handoff, Calvin Handy, and he's going to fumble the football. It's recovered by Colorado. I'm not certain who forced that fumble. Based on this stat, it kind of looks like it might have been Nate Putu. And that is, in fact, who it was. It was David's son initially on the tackle attempt, and then Nate Putu. Big hit coming in from the side, forces the football out. Wildcat formation for Colorado, taking one out of our playbook. McGooligan, the quarterback. And he's going to hand it off. And this one is going to be short. That's Kevin Cantrell nearly punching it in. Third and goal at the 1, really the half-yard line. Can UConn get the stop? It's fake handoff and then a throw, end zone, touchdown, Colorado. And they finally get a touchdown on the board that isn't off of a turnover, but it is against a backup defense, so I don't know how great you can feel about that. They'll make the score look a little bit more respectable. UConn now just trying to chew away the last 4 minutes to exit with their 11th victory on the season. This is Matthew Bryant, one of the power backs on the team. Ursua checks back in for 2nd and 1. And Ursua will get the carry. Kareem Ursua nearly breaking this one away. Ursua, an exciting player to watch. One of the best backs with one of the brightest futures on this team. He will get another carry here, and it's going to be another really good one for Kareem Ursua. Hits a spin move, and he's up to the 43. The kid is immediately impressing. Maybe he should be getting some playing time. 1st and 10 from the 43 as Calvin plumbers back to throw, but runs out of time with his backup O-line. Just about a minute left to play, a 3rd and 7. Can Kareem Ursua find the first? No, not this time. 4th down and 5. Ooh, a long field goal attempt for Tyreek Hollis. This one, 55 yards, I believe would be his career long. It is on its way. If it's got the leg, it's good, and it does. Through for Tyreek Hollis, a career long in the final game of the regular season. And this should be the final play of the game. It's caught by a tight end, and out of bounds he goes. UConn with the 11th victory on the season, and they come into Boulder and they dominate Colorado. 55-17 is your final. Got really ugly for a period of time there. What a performance from really the entire team. The defense was much, much, much better today, forcing turnovers, forcing stops, and getting its offense back on the field. And then this is maybe the best the offense had looked all season. What a day it was for the Huskies. Here's the team stats on the day. Our total offense, nearly 500 yards to Colorado's only 221. Player stats, John Pelshak did not meet that 313-yard mark that he needed to break Dan's record. Probably would have had we left him in for the 4th, but don't want to risk any injuries. That 4th quarter was like completely meaningless to us, which is why we obviously gave these guys the opportunity to shine. Still has a chance to break the record and almost certainly will in the Big 12 title game. Running the ball, Dorian Tobin, 9 for 93, 10.3 per carry, 5.7 for Cadet. And Ursua on his 6 carries was really impressive. 6.5 per carry, got a touchdown, of course, as well. Excited to see what he can do in the future. In the receiving game, Dorian Tobin, 7 for 84 and 2 tutties, making a last push at the Heisman. It's a very interesting Heisman case. He's not a 1,000-yard rusher. He's not a 1,000-yard receiver. At least I don't think so. So kind of a bizarre case. He's obviously all around very good, but he has not individually been elite at really anything. Few deep balls for Tevin Madu, not normally a deep ball guy, more of the drag route underneath type of guy, but got a few today. Really quiet for Dalton Schmizniak, only 25 yards in the final game of the regular season. Defensively, Joey Terrell finally showing up in a big way today, had a couple TFLs, a sack, including leading the team in total tackles. Adonis Keough, again, just being a menace. 2 sacks on the day, pushes him to 20 exactly for the season. Very impressive. Johnny McNulty getting his pick. You guys can, of course, call it cheese if you want, because I did user it. But man, doesn't that feel good to get this 1-star guy that has just been so good for us for so many years, to get him an interception to sort of send him off in his career? Felt awesome. I'd do it again. So UConn's regular season has come to a close. 11-1 is the final record. 9-0 in conference play, and a Big 12 title game awaits. At this point in recruiting, I do have 280 points So we could go looking for players. There's no 4 stars available, so the best we're going to find at this point is 3-star gems. I just don't think we need to find anybody. I'm going to swallow these 280 hours, and we're going to wait and see what's available in the transfer portal. We are, of course, losing a ton of defensive players. There may be more, but I count 8 starters on the defensive side of the ball that are going to be replaced next season. And I just don't know if we have the corners that are ready to take over those responsibilities from those 3 guys. So if we can find some people in the transfer portal, specifically corners, I think I would go after. I think we're pretty prepared in the linebacker core. Dennis Colin has elite development. He's in line to be the next like Raheem Lovelace type of guy, but he's even faster than Raheem was. And we've got really good corners coming in as true freshmen, but they may not be ready to start right away. Let's go ahead and advance the week. We are now on to the bye week. It's week 13. There are still some teams that actually play this week, so not everything is really set in stone. I'll just double check recruiting really quick. It looks like some teams are starting to pursue LaMichael Haywood. It's going to be close on Jason Mettenberger. It really depends on how his visit with Boston College goes this week. I'm thinking it's going to be us or Boston College. I think Rutgers is going to miss out because their visit is next week. So if Boston College can manage to win their final game, they'll probably snipe him from us. If they lose that game, we will probably get Mettenberger. And actually, scratch that. Boston College has a bye this week, which means it's just a guaranteed bonus in influence. It's likely still going to be close, but because of that, I'm going to assume that they're going to snipe Mettenberger from us. Remains to be seen. I'll let you guys know. So the Big 12 championship is all but confirmed. UConn versus Utah. Utah, of course, has to play Colorado still this week. Even if they lose that game, they'll be 7-2 in the conference. There's nobody else with only 2 losses in the conference. So it's just a guarantee at this point. Here's the top 25 heading into the final regular season week for a number of teams. Alabama still number 1. They have sat at number 1, I believe, for the whole season now. Cal barely sneaking by Stanford, jumps to 2nd. Georgia losing a spot. Oregon stays at 4. Utah jumps up to 5 after beating Iowa State 34-10. And real quick, before I advance the week one more time, I'll just show you guys the final stats from the regular season for the UConn Huskies. John Pelshak in his first year as a full-time starter, 3,400 yards, 28 touchdowns to 8 picks. I'll take that ratio most of the time. 69% completion percentage is pretty solid. Rushing Max Cadet ends up short of 1,000 yards. Tobin really started to get more carries there at the end of the year. He started getting more yards per carry. So I decided to get him the ball more because this guy is just one of the most explosive players in college football with the ball in his hand. So the more you can get him the ball, the better. He obviously did not have as good of a season on the ground, though he did have 8 touchdowns. In the receiving game, he is just short of 1,000 yards there, 7 touchdowns. Dalton Schmizniak, 832 with 11. It was a lot more spread around this season. We have 3 guys over 600 yards. Defensively, Byler leads us in tackles by a decent margin, 93 tackles. Addison Biggs in 2nd, and he didn't even start the first couple games. Really impressive from Addison. Really only got the chance to start this year in his senior year. Joshua Dora had a very good year in terms of tackles as well. Our leader in TFL is Adonis Keogh with 28, unsurprising. Addison Biggs with 20 is 2nd. D'Angelo Townsend, Joey Terrell, Johnny McNulty, and Gerard Byler each with double digits. Adonis Keogh finishes with 20.5 sacks on the year. D'Angelo Townsend with 11 and Johnny McNulty with 10.5. 3 double-digit sack leaders. Absolutely impressive. Byler with 5.5 being 3rd is kind of wild. He quietly had an elite season. A couple interceptions, 5.5 sacks, and 93 tackles as a defensive back. That is incredible. 5 interceptions for Kiki and Santos. They share the team lead. Hepburn with 3. Byler a couple. Terrell a couple. McNulty getting his, Biggs and Dora each with 1. So now let's go ahead and advance the week, see how everything finishes out for all the other teams around college football. Jason Mettenberger does decide to commit to UConn. I'm pleasantly surprised by that. I really thought we were going to lose him to Boston College. But now we've got our vertical threat, kind of speedier receiving type of tight end to go along with Larry Vital, who is more of a true blocking tight end. That should be a really nice duo. We do run a decent amount of 2 tight end sets, so I'm pretty excited about that. And it is finally confirmed. The number 3 ranked Utah Utes will face the number 6 ranked UConn Huskies in the Big 12 championship. UConn here a couple seasons ago, losing to Oklahoma State, but then still making the college football playoffs. where they ultimately lost in the first round. Utah has been struggling for a couple of seasons, clearly back in form this year and looking to prove they are still one of the top dogs in the Big 12. I'm going to go ahead and advance the week one more time so that we are officially to conference championship week, and then we'll kind of take a look around the league, see who finished where. Dwayne Bullard has committed to the UConn Huskies. He's one of those 3-star gem outside linebackers. So here we are. Big 12 title game will be the next episode. And here are the other championship games around college football. In the Conference USA, it's USF versus Middle Tennessee State. USF finishing 6-6, but they were 5-2 in the conference, good enough to make the bowl game. BYU will face SMU in the Pac-12 championship. Bowling Green versus Akron in the MAC. Marshall versus Louisiana in the Sun Belt. Western Kentucky versus UTSA in the American. Colorado State and Air Force in the Mountain West. Alabama and Georgia in the SEC. UNC and Cal in the ACC. And in the Big Ten, it's Ohio State versus Oregon. But anyway, that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry the game was kind of a blowout. I'm sure that's not the most fun to watch. Hopefully it was at least a little fun to see some players you haven't gotten to see yet. Shout out as always to the channel members. You guys are the reason I continue to make videos. If you want to become a channel member, you can do so by hitting the join button down below for as low as $1 per month. But if you find yourself coming back on the regular and you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that sub button for me. It does help me out a lot. And I'll see you guys in the next episode where UConn appears in their second Big 12 championship game in 3 years. Can they come away with a victory this time?